Welcome to Truly Rotten Tomatoes. This is the inaugural episode of a layman's detailed dissection of horribly rated films, both past, present, and future, for the layman. I'm Morgan, and with me are my three co-hosts. To my left is...
Hi, it's your boy Hayden.
And to my opposite is...
My name's Declan, and I hold a Bachelor of Media Arts and Production, as well as having made some films, so I'm here in my expert capacity as a filmmaker and studier.
Damn. And to my right here...
And I worked one day on one of the productions of Declan's over here, so I feel like that's informing my entire experience.
That one day.
That one day, I learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realise we were giving off CVs.
Let's go back to Hayden.
I've watched a movie a couple of times, and my favourite film is Hackers.
Damn. So Hayden and I are brothers and sisters, and we have very similar voices. So every time we speak, we'll just say Morgan here or Hayden speaking. Yeah.
I think we just pitch Hayden up like 20%.
Okay.
So he's the high-pitched, like, kind of cartoony voice.
That works for me.
Yeah, we'll just chuck some reverb on that guy.
Yep.
Sick one. Well, let's get into it. The premise of this podcast is basically we're going to be reviewing all of the 0% rated tomatoes on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a reviewing tomato website.
Yes.
All of the tomatoes that we're going to be reviewing are going to have 0% ratings, and we're going to get into whether or not those ratings are justified, and basically just go through the movie and pick out bits and pieces about it that stuck out to us.
We're watching them so the listener doesn't have to. We're going to
Exactly.
explain as much as we can about what happens in the movie, every good and bad thing. And it's not a riff tracks. We're not watching it live and commenting as it happens.
Watch it and listen to the podcast at the same time,
But it won't sync up at all.
it's not going to make any sense.
Maybe for the listeners that aren't aware of what Rotten Tomatoes is,
Mm.
I'll explain what it is. It's a website where they aggregate. Do they aggregate
Yeah.
other
Film
people's
critic reviews.
Okay,
Tomato critic reviews.
is it
Oh,
correct?
sorry.
You
Um,
fucking idiot.
So,
It's like 1 minute in.
yeah, part of what they do, though, is the reviews aren't giving a score the way that Rotten Tomatoes shows the score. They take every positive and negative review and weigh them up. So basically, if you give a film a 6 out of 10,
A what?
that'll be a positive. If you give a tomato a 6 out of 10 even, it'll be a positive, and that counts as like fresh. So it's a percentage. So these films have 0% positive reviews. That's
So
what
that means that there is the threshold literally 60%.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot more sense because I was like, why would all these films have received zeros?
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
not the case.
So it's
They're
not
just-
that reviewers gave them 0 out of 5 stars or anything. They all could have given them 2 stars out of 5. But it's not just the score they give, it's also how they describe it, because you can have a good middle film. They go, this is
sorry,
too...
what are you
sorry,
talking
it's a tomato.
Okay. Oh, right,
Oh, yeah, I was
okay,
confused for a second
Yeah,
as well.
I was like, what? Okay,
the fuck's
sorry.
he talking
I got lost.
If a
Yeah.
critic gives a review of a tomato and they say this is a 2.5 star tomato, but also it was boring and bland, like it can still be counted as rotten.
Who is the arbitrator? Is that the right word? Of who sits there going
gatekeeper?
like,
I think the top critics and stuff are connected to the website in a way where they say, are you giving this a rotten or a fresh as well?
Right.
So they have to read their review, they get their score, and then they say, is it rotten or fresh if it's on that threshold?
well, really?
in the
So they
middle.
get consulted
I
if
think
it's
so, yeah.
unclear. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think they do have some power. On
I
that.
believe that it's just a group of Italian grandmothers just grabbing tomatoes, smelling them, going, oh, yes, yes.
Oh, no, you're getting confused with films, the things that you put in pasta sauces.
Right. Sorry. I do get lost very quickly.
Yeah, no, it's an easy mistake to make. So essentially it's a website where you can see how well rated a tomato is. And
Yeah.
we're going to be delving into the most rotten of those tomatoes.
The films
And,
we're going to watch on this
The
list.
what?
The what?
Yeah, that's right. I said it, and I'm holding to it.
Oh shit!
No. The tomatoes we're going to watch are the ones that basically no critics gave a positive review to.
Gotcha.
So at the end of every episode, we're going to ask the question, is this rotten tomato truly rotten? So let's get into it here. I mean, first of all, the list is pretty extensive. I don't think it's complete either. I think there's a few that are left off the list that's on the Wikipedia article.
Yeah. It seems to start from the 80s as well, so we're not going back to the original early days of film.
Thank
Yeah.
God for that, because
Tomato.
I can't watch black and white tomatoes.
Yeah.
It's so boring.
Yeah,
It's like-
that's a rotten tomato already.
Yeah, just in its age. Are there any tomatoes on the list that you guys in particular are looking forward to watching?
I'm stoked on watching Look Who's Talking Now, which I believe is the sequel to Look Who's Talking, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think
we
there's-
believe also stars a man called John Travolta.
Oh, you know it does.
We'll be coming
we'll
up
have
later
more
too.
about him. That's
We've
right.
got a lot to talk about.
I'm pretty stoked on that because I remember loving. Okay. Yeah. See, I don't know. So Look Who's Talking Now. I'm looking at the image, the front cover of it, and it's John Travolta and his family and two dogs played by
yes.
Danny DeVito and Diane Keaton. I think I liked the one where it was the babies that could talk.
Oh, is this Animals Talk?
Yeah, so it's animals talking
Seems like it.
now. But I'm still stoked because I remember liking those tomatoes when I was young.
One of the rules we were talking about was
can't
before we watch these films, we don't want to do any outside research.
My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you don't even
I've
want to
already
know
fucked
who's
that
in
one
them.
up.
If you've already seen them,
I
that's
already
fine.
knew this, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now you know this.
Yeah, but we want to watch these as blank as possible. I've only seen maybe 20 minutes of one of the films on the list, and that's
Okay.
The Ridiculous Six, the
Yeah.
Netflix Adam Sandler movie.
Get through that one.
So I'm going in blank on almost everything, and I did notice a lot of them are sequels, even third or fourth sequels to films that were very popular.
That's right. We've got Police Academy 4, we've
Jaws.
got Highlander 2, we've got Jaws 2, I assume. Jaws
Yeah.
the Revenge.
There's something called Three Strikes, which I can only assume is a sequel to One Strike and Two Strikes.
We got Super Babies, Baby
Geniuses
too.
too.
That's I'm excited for that.
I'm
one.
excited for that too because Baby Genius is
Is that the Travolta baby talking one?
no
That's Look Who's Talking.
Baby Geniuses is about a bunch of babies that have been like tested on by the government because they're geniuses and they know the secret to the universe, but when they turn 2, they forget it as they learn how to
I
talk.
think
Right,
I've
right,
seen
right.
the first one.
The
of
one
that
thing I
as a
remember
kid.
about is there's this cheeky little boy who like fights a bunch of people at some like fully grown adults at some point, and he's always running away, and they use the same laugh sound every single time.
Okay.
And it like you hear it like 300 or 400 times.
Interestingly, you also have the 1000th iteration of the Words films. 1,000 Words is on this list, so that'll be interesting. I didn't realize that franchise went for so long. Also, the Nutcracker in 3D, which is the third of the Nutcracker in D. Take a Nutcracker in the D. Am I right?
Doing a quick count of this list, which you can find on Wikipedia, list of tomatoes with a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. There's about 40 films on here. Usually one a year. Every now and then there's a couple in a year. But that basically tells us this is how many episodes of the show we're going to have. But the list can keep growing.
But if the list only grows, if the list keeps growing at only one tomato per year, maybe we should only record a podcast once a year, because otherwise we'll run out eventually.
Yeah, but there's stuff that isn't on here as well. Like The Sting 2 is a 0% rated tomato, and the first tomato is really good, but that's just not on the list. So there's got to be some more out there.
And we could lower our standards to like anything below 10% or something as well.
That's true. I was talking to Morgan about this last night. I feel like there's room, hopefully, on this podcast to maybe vote on or bring to the table certain tomatoes that we've seen in our past or we're aware of, which we know are not well regarded. That might be a fun watch.
Yeah.
Slash.
We were talking about
pod.
a couple before, like Flubber is apparently not well received, but
That
we
movie
all
was
have
pretty bad.
Well, I don't know.
As a kid,
I
I
have
loved
great
that
memories
movie.
of it.
Yeah.
Right. I like hired the VHS and just watched it. I've probably seen it like 20 times. now.
Yeah, no, I definitely watched that one multiple times.
I've certainly seen it. And it has Shooter in it, right?
He gets Flubber comes out of his butthole.
Beehole? Oh, butthole.
That stuck with me more than anything.
And then it shows this
Because
facial
he's in-
expression, and he's got a
in
really
such
agony,
horrifying pain.
yeah.
Because it's gone through his entire body.
Yeah, and
I
it comes,
remember
it
that.
shoots out of his business pants.
But a shot like that can, change your life forever. You may never want to put something up your butt after seeing how much pain he was in that film.
You
So
know,
as a kid, it could change everything.
It was a lot.
Formative moment for you.
It was a real formative moment.
Yeah, I've pretty much only seen things coming out of your butt, never going in.
Yeah. Well, it took a long time, but we got there.
So there'll probably be a theme song that'll play. We'll introduce ourselves very briefly, and then introduce the concept of the podcast, and then introduce the episode itself, give a brief summary of the movie, ask, did everyone watch it, and what was the setting,
Yeah.
and then
What was
we'll
the
go
setting
from
of the movie? Like it's a test. It's like, all right, well,
Oh,
if you
yeah,
watched it,
really
where
watched
was it?
where was the opening?
there.
three
Prove it
scenes?
then.
I would be hard pressed. I'd need to really,
Think about it.
really think about it.
So you are allowed to come to the podcast having not watched the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I mean, I don't think anyone should do that.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you should.
Only
we're not
one.
gonna- yeah.
But I think we should
person.
always ask: has everyone watched? The
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
Did everyone watch it? Because
Have anyone watched The Tomato?
yeah.
Yeah.
No one's
Remember,
seen-
never say tomato.
Yeah,
if you
no.
do, if someone accidentally slips out the word movie, do you go, don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. The what? The
gonna
what?
sound-
We only review tomatoes.